Now 4:30 on WKYT this morning, 2 people were injured after a fire at a vacant building in Lexington, and firefighters are investigating what caused the flames.
A boating accident killed 1 person and injured 2 others on a southern Kentucky lake. What investigators think may have been a factor in the accident.
And a high school baseball game in eastern Kentucky turns violent. Witnesses say one player threw a punch at another player.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning and welcome in. It's good to have you with us on WKYT as we get this Thursday rolling. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. It's been a beautiful week, and we hope that, the rain can somewhat stay somewhere else, right, Micah?
Yeah, that's what it looks like outside, because here's the deal. We're going to just continue to rise with our temperatures. Not only that, but the moisture is on the increase. So some of us would like some rain, just kind of cool us off a bit. We're at 61 now in Frankfort, the capital city, and we look across the region. Anywhere you look, 50s and 60s. It's a really good feel outside. Going in toward the afternoons, 86 degrees, another day that we see low to mid 80s. And a straight thunderstorm, yeah, it's possible, especially for the east and southeast. I'll show you when really our chances increase, coming up in just about 10 minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Micah. In the news this morning, 2 people were injured after a fire at a vacant building in Lexington last night.
The fire broke out just before 11 o'clock on Nelms Avenue off of South Broadway. Firefighters say they pulled 1 person from the building, and that person taken to UK hospital. The condition not known this morning. The building used to be the Henry M. Stevens Roofing Company.
We actually did manage to make entry into the building that it had extended to. Found 2 people on the inside that they were rousted out of their sleep and out of the bathroom and brought outside to, I guess, essentially, remove them from the environment, because there was enough smoke inside that it could have done some damage if they'd stayed in there very long.
Firefighters tell us the building appeared to be a homeless camp. All the people who were staying there were checked for injuries at the scene, and all refused treatment.
A day at the lake turned deadly. Investigators say a boating accident killed 1 person and badly injured 2 others.
Police say the boat crashed yesterday afternoon on Laurel Lake near the Flatwoods boat ramp that's west of Corbin. Garrett Weimer is tracking the investigation into this morning.
What was a beautiful day to spend on the lake took a terrible and tragic turn. A conservation officer with Fish and Wildlife says it was around 4:30 when 3 people on a boat, a father, his daughter, and her friend, crashed into the bank. We're told 1 woman was killed. 2 others on the boat were taken to UK hospital. Fish and Wildlife officials say no one actually saw the crash, but several people in a pontoon boat went by shortly after, heard them yelling, and stopped to help. Crews were out on the lake for hours investigating.
Much like investigating an accident on land, except for there's no skid marks to look at, and you just have to look at what you can.
Investigators did find evidence that led them to believe alcohol and drugs were a factor in the crash.
When you combine the environmental factors of being on the water, in an unsteady environment where you're, at compromised balance and dexterity to start with, along with the fatigue of being in the sun, and add alcohol to it, alcohol and water is a very dangerous combination on the lake.
And on this day, investigators say that dangerous combination proved to be deadly. In Laurel County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Because investigators think alcohol and drugs played a role, they say it is possible one of the survivors could face charges once they determine who was driving the boat.
A radio debate between the 4 Republican candidates for Kentucky governor became heated yesterday. Much of the debate focused on abuse allegations that a college girlfriend of James Comer made to the Courier-Journal. Comer denies the allegations. He did so earlier this week. During the debate, he placed the blame on another campaign.
Do you believe Hal Heiner was part of this story coming out?
I certainly hope not, but his campaign was, yes.
To insinuate that somehow we're behind this is totally and absolutely false.
I don't know if he's behind the Comer story, but I'm telling you, his people have been pushing this for a long time.
I don't deal in yesterdays, Matt, and I'm not going to deal in yesterday.
Comer also mentioned he plans to take legal action against the Courier-Journal for the allegations printed in the newspaper. Despite all of this, all 4 candidates said they would support the winner of the Republican primary.
Severe storms hit the Midwest, bringing tornadoes, flooding, and heavy winds to Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol says there were reports of tornado damage southwest of Oklahoma City. At least 13 people were reported hurt in the area. A semi-truck blew over in the storm, and low visibility was making it difficult to reach the hardest hit areas. The National Weather Service declared a flash flood emergency last night for the first time in Oklahoma City's history.
This morning, we're continuing to track a shooting case out of Perry County. We've now learned that the shooting victim has died. Investigators tell us Robert Miller died. They say he and 61-year-old James Brewer got into a fight last night. Brewer shot Miller in the face. Police are still looking for Brewer. He was charged with assault, but police say that charge will now be upgraded.
A young mother was killed yesterday morning when police say a box truck hit her car in Nicholas County. The crash happened along Highway 68 near the Bourbon County line. Police say 22-year-old Glenda Crump's car was rear-ended by another car. They say the force then pushed Crump's car into the path of the truck, killing her. Police are now looking for the driver of a red minivan that they say swerved around Crump's car before the crash and may have played a role.
A scuffle at a high school baseball game has some people crying foul. An 18-year-old Pike Central High School player now faces an assault charge.
Witnesses say he punched a player on the opposing team. So now school leaders and prosecutors are looking into it. Monique Blair has the story.
Oh my God! Oh my God! A high school baseball game between Pike Central and Lawrence County Tuesday night ended early after Pike Central shortstop Brad Elkins allegedly punched a Lawrence County base runner, knocking him to the ground. And Wednesday morning, that player's father decided to press charges against Elkins.
He's remorseful for his actions. Of course, he wishes it hadn't happened. It's a mistake. You know, and unfortunately, he's having to deal with it right now.
Lawrence County school officials say the player went to the hospital to be treated for his injuries. And now 18-year-old Elkins faces a second-degree assault charge, which is a felony.
This is different than just your typical average ball game, fracas, spat that we see sometimes. This crosses the line into criminal behavior.
Pike Central High School's principal says Elkins has been a model student athlete for 4 years and has never been in any trouble before this.
Elkins has the catch. Elkins stays on his feet.
He's an outstanding student athlete here at our school. He plays all 3 sports, and you know, and it's a big district rival. And not that we condone what happened, but I think in the battle, sometimes you know he lost his composure and he made a bad mistake.
The Lawrence County baseball coach says the 17-year-old player who was punched did not have any broken bones and went home from the hospital Tuesday night.
Change could be a two-way street for some streets in downtown Lexington. City leaders organized a public meeting last night to discuss a study that looked into whether some one-way streets should be going 2 ways. Study organizers say they will recommend to the Urban County Council that North Limestone, North Upper, Short, and Second Streets should all become 2-way streets downtown.
And we think in that area in particular, the benefits outweigh the cost. So better connectivity, less circuitous travel, it's easier to get places, better pedestrian safety because of lower traffic speeds.
If council approves the proposed change, the city would then work on getting money to pay for the project.
College basketball season may be over, but the BBN never sleeps. Check this out. Corey Eves, who lives in Louisville, Kentucky, tweeted out that he got a Coach Calipari tattoo. The tattoo is on his left arm and reads 40 and oh well. The tattoo commemorates Kentucky's 38-0 season. Eves tweeted out, quote, "I casually have John Calipari's face on my body for the rest of my life." Okay, there you go.
Woo, that's commitment.
For sure. Our time this morning is 4:39. WKYT This Morning is just getting started.
Spring is the ideal time to attract beautiful birds to your backyard. Moms Every Day has some suggestions later in the show.
And we're looking outside, seeing those upper 80s in some locations, mid 80s for most, even a few rain chances. I'll show you when you can expect that coming up next.